What game were you watching, Josie? With a great respect, you couldn't have been watching that first 45 minutes of dross for Spurs, Ray.
Absolutely. And, coming off that defeat as well, being at home against London Derby, you think, come on, lads, we can... When you have a poor game, which they did against Brighton, it's all about bouncing back and saying, right, okay, next game we're gonna improve and be a lot better. And they didn't do that, did they? Chelsea had that great result. Burnley could have been 4-5-0. They was excellent, and they carried that on now. So Chelsea could have a good run, but Tottenham were poor, Al. I mean,
the
fans. Look, I'm not biased. I mean, if you're going to watch a football match. It's all right winning games of football, and we know Jose's done it all his career, not being great to watch, but and Arsenal went through that period, when they was winning 1-0 every week, but they was winning games. But if you're not winning games and you're playing like that as well, then you've got a massive problem. I'm sure the Spurs fans have been used to a lot better football. And winning games of football as well. So it wasn't great. I mean, it was a poor game to watch in fact. And second half they tried to press a little bit higher, but once Chelsea got through that press, there was different class. Yeah. You could say that it should have been 2 or 3-0 probably.
We've got Michael Dawson coming on later. What about the penalty? What is he thinking about, Dier? What is he thinking about there? That is like from the playground. And I'm talking about not senior school, I'm talking about primary.
And Jose's saying it wasn't a penalty. Of course it's a penalty.
Ridiculous.
I mean, definite penalty. You just can't do that. And, Eric Dier, we've had callers on saying that he's not good enough, this, that, whatever. But, he wasn't great last night. Some of the play, he just wasn't good enough for a centre-half. If you want a leader at the back and, watching the game, it was hard to watch sometimes. I mean, it's great that because I'm an Arsenal fan watching Tottenham really struggle, which they did last night. But for Tottenham fans out there looking at that, they can't be happy with the performance. Result wasn't great, we know, but the performance as well was terrible.
Ray, you're you're England midfield player, right? For me, Tottenham, first 45 minutes, don't get me wrong, second half wasn't that much better.
No.
First 45 minutes, midfield, they don't have a midfield. It was garbage.
Well, they haven't got the balance right in there, haven't they? You've got to have that. Højbjerg, look, he goes backwards a lot and he goes sideways, but he nicks balls in there, and that's what he's there for. But then you've got to have someone who's really creative as well. And probably they haven't got the creative midfielder at the moment. Harry Kane was doing that before he got injured. Al, he was dropping off as a forward.
You see why
in that little area
to try and get in the game because he's getting no service.
Absolutely. And look at Son now. He's not getting no service because Harry Kane's not playing. So that is the problem they've got, and that's how much they rely on Harry Kane, because as much as we love him to be in the box and scoring goals, like you said, a proper number 9, he's had to do the job he's doing at the moment because they haven't got players to do it in that position. So that's the problem they got. And when Harry's not in the side, then nothing clicks, does it? It doesn't. He nicks it all together, if you like. And they haven't got that player at the moment. And there's a few problems out at the moment. At Tottenham.
Dare I say this, Ray?
They're dropping down the league quickly, Al. You look at the league table.
Dare I say this? That first half performance, first 45 minutes. I'm not trying to be a troublemaker here, but I think there's a problem in the dressing room. I really do. There was no togetherness. There was no backing each other up. There was no fight. There was no spirit. There was no shape. Well,
that's one thing you can't legislate, is that, you have bad games, you have poor performances as players, but you can't legislate not trying, not giving it a go. And that's why you look at teams like Burnley, when they was going for that bad spell and when they're not getting points, they had a few injuries, you always thought the togetherness is still there. When they get their players back, the fight and the desire to try and get a result is still there. And that is the problem that Spurs are looking at the moment. Have they got that desire? When you're going through a tough time, you've got to stick together. You've got to, run that little another 100 yards a little bit quicker than normal, or get that tackle in where you shouldn't have got that tackle in. And, you're right. I don't see that at the moment. Aurier was back in the side. There was reports. There were reports they fell out and he stormed off half time, but he's back in the side.
Don't call him back. Let him storm off. Give him a shove.
But there's a few problems at the moment at Spurs, and as we say before, and that's an Arsenal fan speaking about them, and Arsenal's still below them. So I'm sure Spurs fans will be saying, "Well, wait a minute, Arsenal below you," but the performances from Arsenal have been a lot better. Even though against Wolves they lost, I thought the first half they created chances, and David Luiz should never have been sent off. And that changed the game probably. But yeah, Spurs, it'd be interesting to see the next few games they've got now to try and bounce back. And they'll be hoping Harry Kane is not as bad and can get back as fit as he can very quickly.